On the news today, 7th Anambra State Assembly inaugurated with Honorable Uchenna Okafor emerging as Speaker. Today is World Day Against Child Labor. President Buhari renames Abuja National Stadium after MKO Abiola. And on the foreign scene, 26 people wounded as Houthi missile attacks Saudi Arabia airport. A good evening to you and thanks for joining us on the evening news. I am Ifunanya Amafili. The 7th Anambra State House of Assembly has been inaugurated with Honorable Uchenna Okafor representing Anyamelum constituency emerging as the Speaker. And our House of Assembly correspondent, Chukwuemeka Modelim, reports.
To nominate the Speaker was moved by the member representing Onitsha North 2 constituency, Mr. Edward Ibuzo, and seconded by Chief Lawrence Ezodo, representing Dunukofia constituency. Similarly, the member representing Ihiala 2 constituency, Mr. Pascal Abodike, also emerged as the Deputy Speaker. The member representing Njikoka 1 constituency, Dr. Timothy Ifediaramma, moved the motion to nominate Mr. Abodike, and it was seconded by the member representing Orumba North constituency, Mr. Emeka Afoka. Meanwhile, the Speaker, Mr. Okafor, and the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Abodike, have been sworn in by the Clerk of the House, Mr. Pius Udo. The newly sworn-in Speaker later administered oaths of office and allegiance on the other elected members. The 7th Anambra State House of Assembly has 30 members. 24 of the members were elected on the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. The remaining 6 members were elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The Secretary to Anambra State Government, Professor Solo Chukwulobelo, Head of Service, Barrister Harry Odo, Mr. Paul Nwosu, Special Advisor to Governor on Farm Implements and Mechanization, the National Chairman of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Chief Victor Ike Oye, were among the dignitaries that witnessed the proceedings, and also friends and family members of the elected representatives. For the principal officers, Honorable Dr. Nnamdi Okafor was nominated as the majority leader, while Honorable Emeka Afoka was nominated as Deputy Majority Leader. The Chief Whip is Honorable Lawrence Ezodo, while Deputy Chief Whip is Honorable Beverly Ikpeazu Nkemdiche. The Minority Leader is Honorable Onyebuchi Ofo, while the Deputy Minority Leader is Honorable Ebele Ejiofor. In his acceptance speech, Honorable Uche Okafor appreciated members of the 7th Assembly for electing him as the Speaker and assured them of a vibrant legislature. He assured Ndi Anambra that the 7th Assembly will make laws that will improve the quality of life of the people and promised that the Assembly will work collaboratively with the executive and judiciary arms of government to achieve more in the state.
Expect that the State 7th Assembly must make laws that will further develop the state and enhance the living standards of our people. On behalf of my colleagues, I promise that we shall renew the great confidence reposed in us by being worthy partners in moving the state forward.
From the State House of Assembly, Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
Today's World Day Against Child Labor. The International Labour Organization, ILO, launched the World Day Against Child Labor in 2002 to focus attention on the global extent of child labor, the action and efforts needed to eliminate it. On the 12th June of every year, the World Day brings together governments, employers and workers' organizations, civil society, as well as millions of people from around the world to highlight the plight of child laborers and what can be done to help them. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo samples people's opinions on the essence of the day and now reports.
International Labour Organization's most recent global estimate shows that 215 million children worldwide are involved in child labor, which deprives them of adequate education, health, leisure, and basic freedoms, violating their rights. Of these children, more than half are exposed to the worst forms of child labor, such as work in hazardous environments, slavery, illicit activities such as drug trafficking and prostitution, as well as involvement in armed conflict and other forms of forced labor. Speaking on the significance of the day, the Director, Child Development, Ministry of Social Welfare, Women and Children Affairs, Mrs. Nkechi Anazodo, while listing various achievements of the present administration towards protecting the children's rights in the state, pointed out that the Obiano government has zero tolerance for child labor and abuse, calling on the general public to report anybody found maltreating children under his or her care as a parent or guardian to the State Ministry of Social Welfare, Women and Children Affairs for prompt action and punishment of the perpetrator, stressing that child labor is an impediment to children's rights and a barrier to development.
The ministry has been doing a nice job. The Anambra state government has been trying their best. They've been, trying to rescue children who have been abused. Some like house help. We have recovered quite a number of them. Repatriated them.
The Director, Rehabilitation in the Ministry, Mr. Jude Nwakeme, disclosed that the state government has signed into law the Child Rights Act, which makes people that still indulge in infringement of children's rights in the state liable to imprisonment and other charges. For Mr. Clement Chuhoka, an Oka resident, government should do more in the fight against the inhuman act, as according to him, child laborers may also be exposed to physical, psychological or moral suffering that can cause long-term damage to their lives and the society at large. Another respondent, Mr. Jude Okoye, who described children as gifts from God and as well future hope of any society, called on the masses to help in protecting children against abuse and maltreatment. The theme for this year's World Day Against Child Labor is "Children shouldn't work in fields, but on dreams."
Children are gifts from God and also the future hope of our nation. As such, let us join hands together in protecting their rights. In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Police detectives attached to Awada Division have arrested one Sondingu from Nkanu local government area of Enugu State, but resides at Ikwo Street, Ibolo in Idemili North local government area for the alleged murder of his wife. And we have details.
According to a statement signed by the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Haruna Mohammed, the suspect allegedly beat his wife, one Amara Ngu, aged 39 years, of the same address to pulp, and then used a heavy metal object to hit her on the head, leaving her unconscious. The statement explained that when police detectives attached to Awada Division arrived at the scene, they rushed the victim to Beck's Hospital, where she was confirmed dead on arrival by a medical doctor and corpse deposited at the mortuary for autopsy. Meanwhile, the statement said the Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Dandaura, has ordered immediate transfer of the case to State Criminal Investigation Department, Oka, to conduct a discreet investigation in order to ascertain circumstances surrounding the incident, after which the suspect would be charged to court for prosecution.
The Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption ROLAC program, Anambra State, has inaugurated the local government's child right implementation committees for 2 pilot local councils in Nnewi North and Onitsha South. Our correspondent Daniel Ezeigwe reports that the local government's child rights implementation committees will, amongst other things, monitor, report, and take actions on various child abuse-related cases in their designated localities, and also act as links between the people, especially children, who have been abused, and justice through the relevant authorities, one of them being the Family Court, which was established in Anambra State in 2008. Giving an insight into the mandate of the committees, the Anambra State Coordinator of ROLAC, Mrs. Josephine Ona, noted that the members of the groups, after undergoing basic trainings, would have become very conscious of the urgent need to quicken the implementation of the Child's Right Law in Anambra State and provide uninterrupted access to justice for children who have been abused in any way. The Permanent Secretary, Anambra State Ministry of Children's and Women's Affairs, Dr. Azuka Ofomata, stated that the inauguration of the local government's Child Rights Implementation Committees, a subordinate action to the Anambra State Child Rights Implementation Committee that was inaugurated last year, shows the resilience of the state in building an ideal environment for the children. The local government's Child Rights Implementation Committee is expected to be inaugurated for 4 other council areas, bringing the total number of pilot local governments to 6. Christians have been advised to always depend on the Holy Spirit if they will offer acceptable service to God. The parish priest, Anglican Church of the Pentecost Osuma, Onitsha, Reverend Chudi Okafo, stated this in a sermon at the church recently. And our staff reporter, Blessing Ijedibia, who was at the service, reports that the theme of the day was Beyond the Natural.
According to the parish priest of the church, Reverend Chudi Okafo, the Holy Spirit provides an enablement for Christians to excel in the service of God and humanity. He said the Holy Spirit, which is the third person in Trinity, directs the action of the children of God. The parish priest, who harped on the need for Christians to always seek the gift of the Holy Spirit, emphasized that any Christian without the Holy Spirit operates like a building without a solid foundation.
You need empowerment. You need to go beyond the natural. And Jesus said to them, do not move. You are so fragile, you will break. Wait until you are empowered from above.
Special prayer session formed the high point. Blessing Ijedibia, ABS News.
Still to come after the break, President Buhari renames Abuja National Stadium after MKO Abiola. And on the foreign scene, 26 people wounded as Houthi missile attacks Saudi Arabia airport. Do stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
For news and updates, like us on Facebook at ABS Radio Television. Watch exciting programs and news updates on our YouTube channel at ABS Radio TV Online. Like us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. www.absradiotv.com. ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. President Muhammadu Buhari has renamed the National Stadium in Abuja after MKO Abiola. The president made the declaration while giving a speech at the Democracy Day celebration held at the Eagle Square, Abuja. Buhari also spoke about what must be done to atone for the wrongs done leading to the annulment of the June 12th election. He explained that correcting injustice is a prerequisite of peace and unity, as part of the processes of healing and reconciliation. He approved the recognition of June 12 as Democracy Day and invested the late Chief Abiola and Babagana Kingibe with national honors, as he did also with late Chief Gani Fawemi, which was to partially atone for the trivial damage done in annulling the presidential elections of that year. And on our business desk, the Italian government has announced its readiness to invest in Nigeria's transportation sector. It also said it will concretize the move to bring Italian companies to Nigeria through the public-private partnership platform. The Italian ambassador to Nigeria, Stefano Pontesilli, disclosed this when he led the delegation to the headquarters of the Federal Ministry of Transportation in Abuja. Pontesilli further stated that the objective of the visit was to collaborate and have good synergy with the federal government for effective and efficient transportation system in Nigeria. The Permanent Secretary, FMOT, Saibu Zakari, said the government was committed to partnering stakeholders and investors, both foreign and local, in the transportation sector.
Business News is brought to you courtesy of Ezebo Microfinance Bank Limited, formerly Umudioka Community Bank, Afigo Market, Umudioka.
And moving over to the foreign scene, at least 26 civilians have been injured in a missile attack by Yemen's rebel Houthi movement on an airport in southwestern Saudi Arabia, state media has said. 3 women and 2 children were among those hurt when the missile struck Aba Airport early today. A military spokesman was quoted as saying, a rebel source had earlier claimed that the facility was hit with precision. Saudi Arabia leads a coalition of Arab states backing Yemen's government in its 4-year war with the Houthis. And moving over to sports, African weightlifting champion Balikis Otunla is facing an 8-year ban by the International Weightlifting Federation, IWF. The 24-year-old Nigerian, who won her 2nd African Championship 6 weeks ago, tested positive for anabolic steroids for the 2nd time. The 2018 Continental Champion at 75 kilograms and 81 kilograms in Cairo this year has now been provisionally suspended because her sample showed traces of methanolene. Information gathered revealed that Otunla's violation is the first to be announced by IWF since it signed the 2nd part of agreement with the International Testing Agency, ITA. Now, don't forget that you can follow our news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page, which is ABS Radio Television. You can also subscribe to our YouTube handle at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website, which is www.absradiotv.com. And now, before we end the news, we'll go through the main points again. The 7th Anambra State Assembly has been inaugurated, with Honorable Uchenna Okafor emerging as Speaker. Today is World Day Against Child Labor. President Buhari has renamed Abuja National Stadium after MKO Abiola. And on the foreign scene, 26 people have been wounded as Houthi missile attacks Saudi Arabia airport. And with that, we'll wrap up the news this evening. Thanks for staying with us. Good night. My name is Ifunanya Amafili.